It's July the 29th, 2020. It's 10 p.m. You're watching a new episode of Not Near Mint. We have a very special guest star with his crew, and we even have a special guest star that is straight here from Twitter. He is good friends with Miracleman, so we hope that you do enjoy this episode. It will be very enlightening to the comic community and those that want to know perhaps the actual in continuity first appearance of Batman Beyond. So, welcome to the episode. Hope you all enjoy. Episode 49. Tune in next week. It's going to be a big anniversary episode. And now, the show. So go up to Tennessee. They have like quarter comics.
We have quarter bins and methamphetamines. If you do some meth, you can look for comics for a long time.
Jesus Christ! Oh my God!
I'm in such
What
a
did I
fucking
walk
mood, dude.
into?
This is the show. This is all. So I just want to say thank you very much to all of our viewers. This is obviously our last show, and
Reminder, this is TVMA, and this is why we have to throw this graphic up pretty often.
Not Near Mint is a show designed for audiences over the age of 18. If you're a viewer under the age of 18, please stop watching Not Near Mint. It's not that we don't want you as a fan. It's just that we'll probably get in trouble if you watch us.
Yeah.
Shall we begin? Let's begin.
And I'm on mute. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Not Near Mint. So, this special episode and breaking news, we do have Strange X-Blade. He is from the Instagram community. And for those of us that have been kind of at a quandary these last few weeks, is the Superman, the Batman Superman Annual Issue 4 really the first official appearance of Batman in continuity? We're about to find out tonight. So how about we welcome first, the first time he's ever appeared on this show. Welcome to the broadcast, Strange X-Blade. Good to see you.
Thanks for having me on, Rob. It's an
I'm
honor.
glad to finally have you on. We've been communicating these last at least couple weeks or so. I've been watching your posts on Instagram and what you've had to say, and I think the community is enlightened, but we've been seeing some pushback, so I'm glad to have you on.
Thanks for having me. I'm glad to clear up any air that people may have, and I'm gonna try to deliver the transparency when I can in this interview, and set something straight for sure.
I would certainly hope so, because we'll get into it later. But first, how about we bring in one of your co-workers, co-employees, cohorts, Ryson Comics. Good to see you.
So, Rob.
Did I say it right that time?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I was hoping so. So, between all of this here, first of all, when did you first notice, between the two of you, that Batman Beyond was running around in the DC universe proper?
Personally, myself, well, we were, being tagged and stuff on Instagram. If we're talking about Superman Batman 22, well, I think Ryzen noticed this post. It was Superman Batman Annual 4, and in the comments, people were saying, well, do you know about Superman Batman 22? So all of us were like, well, what's going on here? So we all looked into it and kind of went back and forth for a couple of days, and then, then we started really doing some work, and then came to all the conclusions that we eventually came to. And that we believe that regardless of who's wearing the suit, we know that Batman Beyond first appeared in Superman Batman 22, 23, outside of, Warner Brothers Animated Universe logo, Elseworlds, or Wildstorm, or Vertigo. It's regular DC. First time Batman Beyond appears. This is not.
And here,
Predated by
for
5 years.
reference, we have the actual book. So in this, these are the two issues that are in question, issue 22, 23. These are the two issues. Now, looking at this, I see here that Batman Beyond, the limited series came out in March of 1996. Batman and Superman 22 came out in October of 2005, while the Batman and Superman annual came out in August of 2010. So looking at all this, what kind of research, what research did your team put into the discovery that Terry McGinnis, Batman Beyond, was already canon in the DC universe 5 years prior?
Well, in regards to Terry McGinnis, okay, we understand that in issue 23 that it says he's referred to as Tim. Okay, so how this all came about was we saw that he was named Tim, and we're like, okay, well, let's find where DC corroborates this is Tim Drake. And throughout our research, we found multiple dead ends, but then at the same time, multiple places where DC was telling people who are abiding by copyright and trademark that it's Terry McGinnis in the book. So it's an obvious cover-up. We found, old blogs talking about this thing that happened at WonderCon, and
The encyclopedias.
We found an old hero card that said identity unknown. DC has yet to ever say publicly if it's Tim or Terry, but there's evidence there that suggests that they're telling people it's Terry. So that's what we've been highlighting. So, and then the other side of the argument would be, obviously, that since they've never corrected issue 23 with a second print, and they've put out numerous trades that still has the error in it, people want to say, oh, well, it has to be Tim/Tim Drake. And where it says Tim Drake is on an action figure distributed and released by Warner Media, not DC Comics. So it's a complete separate company making the action figures.
And I saw a post on Instagram today or maybe it was yesterday, where it was a card showing that this was the Batman toy, and identity unknown.
Exactly. And this was back in 2008, mind you. And it's the whole thing to me is so bizarre because personally, and I think Ryzen agrees with me, if DC intended for it to be Tim Drake, why haven't they just come out and said it's Tim Drake? If you go on DCComics.com, the description says Earth 12, okay? Earth 12, in the description, it says Terry McGinnis. It says nowhere in the description about Tim Drake. So the ambiguity there on DC's lack of transparency is the reason why all this conflict's been going on. Because we don't know. We don't know who's in the books. DC will not tell us who's in the book. And the character still appears today. Like most recently, the Earth 12 Batman that we see in Superman Batman 22 and 23 appeared in Justice League 26 from 2018 volume. He's in the book. He's referenced in the book. He doesn't talk, but you see him clear as day. So he's still hanging around in the DC universe. So I'm guessing DC retconned what happened in that Superman Batman 22 and 23 at some point and made it -12. And then this all adds up into a whole different topic that we can get into in a sec. But basically, they're still using the same Batman Beyond today, and we still to this day have no idea who it really is. And that's the question. That's the debate that you see on this.
I mean, Key Collector is known to push back on new discoveries, new information, and anything that comes out in the comic world that's new. It's almost like the scientific community. They just keep pushing back on it. So what roadblocks have you had with bringing this to the comic community, specifically Key Collector app?
Well, I think Ryzen, you can chime in on this first if you would like.
Sorry, what was the question?
So Key Collector app is, I'm a court reporter here. Can I get the read back? Key Collector is kind of known for pushing back on new discoveries and new information that comes from the comic community. So because of this, what kind of roadblocks have you had in communications or getting through to Nick from Key Collector app? What roadblocks have you all had?
Well, we keep showing them the evidence. We show them everywhere, like where it says like how it could be Terry, could be Tim. They're just like trying to ignore us, calling us certain individuals, and like not giving us credit for it. But at the same time, they're also trying to argue that it's DC 1 million that he popped out on a panel, but it doesn't look like him. To me, it doesn't, at least.
But you've had 4 examples.
Exactly, 4 examples, and then we even checked the DC 1 million, and it says it's a doppelganger. And that was it says it's a doppelganger. It says nothing about Terry. It doesn't say anything about Tim. It doesn't say anything about Batman Beyond in general. And they just kind of keep trying to push it back, not trying to just agree with it or anything. Not trying to give us their point at all.
The reality is, looking at this, yes, there was the Batman limited series from '99. Didn't really interact with any of the DC universe proper. But then you had 4 issues, 4 individual issues from different writers, all interacting with other members of the DC universe. Whether it's a doppelganger, whether it's Tim, whether it's Terry, you can't get away from the fact that you had a Batman Beyond running around the DC universe in the outfit. It doesn't matter who it is. He's inside the DC universe interacting and fighting. It doesn't matter who it is. I'm sorry. The Batman Superman Annual 4, you might want to call it the official all day long, but 5 years prior, this is where we have it. So if Nick from Key Collector App was watching us right now, and he very well might, I don't know, what would the both of you have to tell him?
Well, I know I would tell him. I say everybody's opinion matters in this community, including Nick's. He's a very well-respected person in this community, and just like everybody else in the community, people make mistakes. I feel that there's a way to get across all points of information without sounding biased. And in these debates I've been having, I've been telling people I understand why you think it's Tim Drake. I'm not discrediting your opinion, and nobody's telling anybody what books to buy. We're just giving out information, and the community has responded to the information. Now, the information we're trying to get across here is that there's evidence that DC is saying that it's Terry, and maybe it would be nice if they acknowledge that, so that way we can have an even stance. So that way the community gets better informed. Yes, by all means, DC has never corrected F-23 in a second print. They have never bothered to correct it in the trade. That's perfectly understandable. But there's to discredit this other evidence that DC is saying here. It's almost like we should be all on the same page and try to get DC to answer this question for us, instead of like butting heads and arguing with each other who's right and who's wrong. We should just put this out of bed and get DC to say something. And I think that will benefit the community the best way.
I mean, what I'm remembering the most is in the last several months, we saw that in an issue of Next Men, prior to the one that we all are aware of with Hellboy, that he appeared in a poster that is no bigger than my thumb, or not even thumb, my thumb fingernail. And that book blew up because Tom went on his show and said, "Hey, look what we found. Isn't this cool?" Instead of going, "No, it didn't exist. It doesn't matter. This is just something on a wall there. It could be it." It wasn't any of that. It's, "Hey, this was cool. Look what I found." I would think that anybody that's a community member that goes, "Hey, I found something that was printed as an article that came out years ago. It might not be a comic book, but it's a first appearance, kind of like Harley Quinn and this playbook that you could find with a cassette in it. It's well before the Batman Adventures 12, and it's just various new things that are folds and wrinkles that are part of the collecting community, things that I would think people would like to have added bonuses. It's not saying that this book of the Batman Superman Annual 4 doesn't exist. It's just, here's an added wrinkle. It's something else to throw money at instead of taking away from another book. So I hope that the community takes this information that we've gotten from the both of you and they digest it, see that you are in fact correct, and perhaps, I don't know, maybe you guys could come back on maybe in a few weeks if perhaps Nick might hear this and he wants to say, hey, I acknowledge this, and look what I'm doing right now. I am updating Key Collector app because the rest of the community is buying this right now. We can go on eBay right this second and see what people are listing it as, what people are buying it at, the sold rates. This is just reality, and whether people want to accept it or not, hey, that's up to you. It's the comic community. I don't know anything. So I'm going to bring in real quick the rest of our panel here. We have a special guest. This is Jeffrey Brown. I hope you can hear me in there. I see him moving around. This is a good friend of Miracleman. So welcome to the show, Jeffrey Brown.
Hi, hello. How you doing?
Hi,
You kind of caught me over here. I've been just eating dinner, but I can wait. I can reheat that later. So I said I was just eating dinner, but I can reheat that later.
Yeah, no, I never eat dinner before I go on and do any of these shows. Isn't that right, Miracleman?
That's right, and it would help if I had hit my mute button before I started talking. Hey, everybody, how you doing?
Oh, we're doing fine.
The attorneys I had today.
Ricin, right?
Yes, sir.
Ricin isn't. I'm not teasing you, but I just want to make sure. Isn't ricin the name of the poison in that movie where they're trying to kill Kim Jong-un?
Yes, sir. It is.
I was thinking Breaking Bad, but stevia.
They did that
It works
too.
for both.
They did both. They did both.
Can
All
I
right.
take that last name because my last name is worse, and you can't get much worse than that.
I mean, I got to get my microphone out like this.
I gotta ask real quick, Ricin and Blade. I don't have any experience with the Key Collector app, folks. When I first joined the show, I told Rob a few times, I saw that app as a double-edged sword. Obviously it helped the community, it helped people who didn't know stuff, helped them track down things, and that's great. But on the flip side of it, it was also being utilized by your LCS. I can't tell you how many times I walked into a comic shop the day they dropped, the new top 10 or, whatever, the hot books, and they had clearly pulled them out of their back issue bin and marked them up. So I'm honestly, I'm shocked that there's so much going into to push back on this. And you guys have had this experience for a while now? I mean, is this something that's been ongoing?
I guess I can answer that. I used to use the app pretty regularly, a couple of years ago. Back then, it's a great guide and index.
Right.
Believe it or not. And when you're out hunting, when you're hunting runs, it's very handy, But we got to remember that guides and indexes are helpful in our research, but it doesn't mean that it's an actual source.
Right.
It's not a true source. Okay, guides and indexes are like your Wikipedias, your helpful apps, your databases and stuff. They're putting down in the work. Don't get me wrong. They are contributing whatever they decide to contribute because that's their right to do so.
Right.
But at the same time, the real source that I think the community should always follow is what's exactly in the comic book itself, what the creators are telling you is in the book, and what the publishers are telling you.
Yeah.
Those are the three go-tos. Okay?
Gotcha.
When all else fails, then those sources and indexes can be really, really helpful, especially when you have to. And sometimes I feel that a lot of the information is very congruent, very transparent, very good. And then sometimes I feel it looks kind of biased, kind of slanted, makes no sense. But that's an error. I mean, everybody makes human error.
Sure.
Yeah.
And
And
thousands of books on there. I would too.
And I used to actually be a big fan of Key Collector. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I had the app downloaded. I did pay for the subscription, and I really did use it until I started noticing that like a lot of people were saying it's about manipulating the market and so and so. And well, when I started seeing, I didn't believe it at first, but then I started seeing this unofficial cameo, for the Silver Surfer book, that automatically like just changed my whole opinion on Key Collector. And I was like, what's an unofficial cameo?
I'm even curious. What is this unofficial cameo?
Yeah, what's unofficial? Was it something to do with Thanos and whatever? Because I know those Silver Surfer books from the 90s. I've never used Key Collector.
Hey, Mindshift.
Hey, Kurt.
What's going on?
I don't know. You mentioned this whole key collector thing. I've never used it in my life. I don't know why. Just maybe there's some apps I'm looking at. Like, yeah, what is Comic Vine? But then I know Comic Vine isn't exactly reliable either, because some persons say like, well, so and so appeared such and such, and I'm like, okay. And I mean, maybe I'm one half old school, one half like I want to check my sources, like with Oh, that was odd. Anyways, I've lost my train of thought. What I'm saying is, I used to go on Comic Vine and say, well, first appearance of Wolverine, Hulk 181, 1970, 75 was it? 74? About there. Basically, he wasn't an X-Men yet. It's like, okay, he's on the cover, slashing the Hulk. All right. That part I know, but like for Batman Beyond on the other, it's a weird one because I look at it and go, because all I know is up the cartoon. And I know they did like the DC Adventures comics. You know, where it's like, you know, Batman Adventures, Superman Adventures. But as far as them being in universe, it's always been a weird one because I saw the annual and I was trying to be like, I want it to be Terry. Please let it be Terry. But, you know, you got all these red herrings going about where it's like, okay, please don't lie to me and say, oh, that is Terry in this issue versus like it could be Tim, which I know, heaven forbid, I want to talk about the new 52 because.
Yeah,
that's a ball of wax I don't want to get into. All I could say is they made it Tim, even though they didn't have to. But they had to put a square pig in a round hole. Like, no, Terry's dead. Terry never existed, and Tim's in the future here in this hellscape with these Brother Eye spider bots. They're like something out of. I would say John Carpenter's The Thing, but that movie Virus with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Yeah. Hey, Ryson, what were you saying about that cameo? What did you mean by that Silver Surfer one?
Oh, I don't know which book it is, but apparently it's the unofficial cameo of Black Winter, I think. I'm not mistaken.
That's different.
We're talking about the Silver Surfer Black.
And it's getting a lot of hate because what is an
Issue
unofficial
number
cameo?
4 because you have this character that looks like death in a cloud, but it was from an artist that didn't get any input from Donny Cates that this was going to be Black Winter or that there even was going to be a Black Winter. There's the possibility that Black Winter is really null.
Right.
Or DC. I don't know.
This new Silver Surfer did. I was a bit confused. My bad.
Another thing with the Batman Superman 22, though, like even if it is Tim, that's still his first appearance in continuity.
Right. No, you're
They
right.
wanted him to be Tim Drake in continuity first. That's first Batman Beyond in continuity.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have somebody interacting with the DC universe. It doesn't matter who it is in the costume. It shows that there is the existence of a character that's dressed up like a Batman in the future with the red symbol and everything, looking dead on to rights, that any copyright attorney would go, hey, I'm going to sue that guy for infringing on my rights. So, yeah, 5 years prior, he's running around. I don't give a shit who it is. And by the way, this is a show for 18 and over. Ace was asking that before. So we do have that graphic that I do show from time to time. So that's why I wound up putting that up.
After this, I didn't say fuck yet.
I usually have the scroll going down at the bottom.
Oh, that's good. Well, you know, that doesn't fucking make any sense. I like this. I thought it was fucking Terry, but no, it's Tim. Okay, I'm not going to argue with the copyright lawyers, but I'm just saying, if you got somebody who's been watching the, heaven forbid, you see reruns of that cartoon, right? And the time when that comic book came out, you think, oh, okay, this must got Terry in it, because if you're aware of all the minutia from the DCAU, then, you know, if you don't know any better, you'll see it one way, but when you look into it deeply, okay, it is Terry from the future. All right, this will do. I'm not gonna pull my brain out, but all right, whatever, guys. I got headcanon. Headcanon still counts, and the DCAU books are over that way. Which, I mean, I've read some of them. They do got like the Justice League Beyond and Superman who has aged today in the Batman Beyond universe, and all those little wrinkles are like, this is better than the main universe half the time, because like they're actually doing stuff. Like Old Man Batman. I want to see Old Man Grumpy Bruce in the comics more. I mean, Young Bruce is all right, but we know he ain't gonna do this forever. He's not Batman forever over here.
Right.
I mean, Ra's al Ghul tried to take his body in that show. That part always gets me. I'm like, oh, He's about to get the detective as a sexy lady. The sexy lady who's been trying to seduce him for years, Talia. And he just damn like, well, that's interesting. I mean, I didn't think Ra's al Ghul would go that far for immortality, but I'm like, okay, whatever you do, man. Whatever you do. You could have kept doing this for years, but you wanted the detective. But anyway, they didn't do that in main continuity, so they didn't, so pooey on that.
We're talking about Batman, a guy that has been taken advantage of by at least one woman.
By said Talia.
Yes, and Nightwing that's been taken advantage. The whole team is just weird that way.
I mean,
what I want to do after we wind up wrapping up this interview, I want to make sure that the people at home do get to know who everybody is here. So what I wind up doing at the end of every show, but since you guys are part of this new segment that I'm trying to start here on the show with this interview, we do a thing called Promote Yourself. So the both of you, Strange X Blade and Ryson, you both have social media. So why don't you go ahead and promote yourself? And we're going to start with Strange X Blade. Oops, I just removed him from the stream. There you go.
All right, so my IG is the same as my YouTube, Strange X Blade, same as the StreamYard is listed. You can follow me out there if you have any questions. I'm always down to talk comments. Yeah, and you know, this is something like Rob said. It's just like another book. It's like when you're a fan of a book, you're gonna find some other stuff that you want, and that's what we found here. And we're all happy. And the market's going to decide. The market decides ultimately what value it has in the book. Because if you like Batman Beyond, this might be something up your alley. Yeah, so find me on there, There you go.
All right, so sub him up over on Instagram, Strange X Blade. He posts fairly regularly, and if you want to know the lowdown, that's where you're going to go find it. So go sub up Strange X Blade over on Instagram. So next up on Promote Yourself, what do you got for us? Ryson Comics.
All right, so on Instagram, it's at Ryson Comics, RISON dot comics with an X. And that's pretty much it. I post on a daily. I just mainly post my favorite covers of my collection, and it's pretty fun.
All right. Well, I'm thanking you both so very much for being on the show, and hopefully, if we get any kind of feedback from this from the main man that runs the app, which I don't really have so much the problem with the app, so much as it is the pushback, and I get the whole journalistic standard if that's where you want to try and go with this. But overall, I just like the fact that he does kind of interact with the community a bit. So you never know. Perhaps he will. I'm not going to put any stock into it, but if he does, I will let you guys know right away. So thank you both very much for coming on the show, and we'll stick around. Maybe we'll have something else later.
Thank you for putting us on the show.
Thank you, Ryson. Y'all have a great night.
You too.
Catch you later, right?
And we're
Sorry,
going
see you soon.
we are going to bring back on Lady Fantastic.
Oh.
No, you're the special guest. You're here because of Miracleman.
Oh, that's right.
You get center square now.
Oh, I'm the center. I guess I get to be Whoopi Goldberg, right?
So I didn't do this beforehand. I just wanted to shout out all the people that are out there in the chat room right now. We have quite a few people that have been here. We got Money the Collector, Lady Fantastic, Rock City's in the chat. Let's see. We got Steven Spock. Yes, Lady Fantastic was with us all along. We just want to make sure that listen, I don't pay for this app because it costs $300 a year to do it. So we get 6 instead of 9. And 9 people.
A lot of money.
Craziness. So let's see who else we got. Yes, thank you very much, Ryson. I was calling him Reeson before, so I'm glad that I corrected that because I always feel like an idiot when I'm calling people by the wrong name and they're giving me the side eye. Anybody else? Ricardo Rodriguez Vacas, good to see you. And Ace McGrath, love that Black Panther shirt. That's you, Kirk. You. He's texting. So, considering we just got through some of that, next part of the show is Comic Book Hunt. what did everybody wind up getting today? Did anybody pick up books?
Can I start?
You're the man of the hour. Go right ahead.
Oh, I'm just checking here. Well, what I got in the mail was a book by Archie. I'm gonna need Miracle's man help here with their name, but it's a book about they them pronouns. I had gotten this. I actually got it last week, and I'm still reading it. It's easy, for people who are non-binary, for people how to address them, and to be respectful about it and stuff like that. And also, Tristan Jimerson, also is another person who co-written this book. It's pretty neat. It's very helpful, practical, friendly, easygoing, spirited comics. Should be a big help to those new to and not yet comfortable using third-person pronouns. It's also very, very valuable for those who identify themselves this way. Myself, they, them, non-binary, and help and validation that can be mighty hard to come by in such a binary world. This is what I got. I'm very proud that I got this. I'm still reading over it. It's a very, very nice book. And I got
Bon Giovanni, by the way. That's how you pronounce it. Bon Giovanni.
Bon Giovanni.
There you go.
I learned something new today. It's easy to type. It's easy to type. I just call them Archie.
There you go. That works.
They know what I'm talking about. And I got
know.
this right here because of the movie coming out. And this just has like a collection of older Wonder Woman stories from like the pre-crisis, post-crisis, New 52, and Rebirth. I didn't read the New 52 part, but it's something I'm pretty good because I got Wonder Woman fever right now. I'm so fucking excited for that movie. Can't wait to see it. And I got myself also this big old tome right here, Phil Jimenez Wonder Woman, his run, which is like from 2001 to 2002. Plus, there's also like a Girlfriend's issue from 1998.
Oh.
And I'm not even halfway through this book. I just started reading it. But it's a run that I missed when it came out. And since the movie's coming out, I figured I want to read some good Wonder Woman. I should have went with Perez, but I wanted to read something that was a little bit more contemporary. It's like whenever I was a teenager, that I might have saw Wonder Woman in other comics, but didn't know what the current as then status quo was. So it's, a lot of it's got a lot of callbacks to what George Perez did, and also there's like an homage to like the 1970s Wonder Woman show with Linda Carter in a portion of this. I kind of flipped through it a little bit, but it's a really hefty book. Got this off of Amazon, so I figured
How much was that?
Oh yeah, I mean you can stop a door with that book.
It's like a telephone book. That's like the size of an Akira.
What's the what was the MSRP on that, Jeffrey?
Yeah.
MSRP. All right, let's look at the price. Well, it says $75.99 Canadian. So I had a little birthday money, so I figured I better treat myself. And I didn't want to wait till after the movie came out because I've been rewatching the first movie like it was going out of style. I mean, I'll watch that over Justice League any day. Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Even I didn't like Aquaman, but I love Wonder Woman. I won't go into a tangent on that one. But, Jason Momoa. I mean, real beefcake, right? Hubba hubba.
Hey, I think he's hot.
Well, yeah. I mean, real beefcake.
Yeah.
I mean, Lisa Bonet, right?
Right.
And then this is a book I got myself, Phonogram, the complete Phonogram collection. I bought it years ago, but I still reread it. It's about basically magicians who use music to conjure spells and how that magic can sometimes get beyond their control. It's not superheroes, but like I say, for me, it was kind of like my Neil Gaiman Sandman in a way, except I really like Britpop and punk music and stuff like that. I mean, I know listening to me, you probably couldn't tell, but I listen to a lot of Susie Sue and the Banshees and Moloko and stuff like that. And also I got Grant Morrison's Doom Patrol.
Oh, I want to get my hands on it.
Now, I've been watching the show, so I've been
Yes.
basically
Love the
splurging
show.
myself. And I got the Silver Age Doom Patrol. I've been in a Doom Patrol kind of mood. I don't have any Doom Patrol Funko Pops. I don't even know if they made any yet, but I want to get them. And I got Black Lightning, the '90s run.
Nice.
Because I was watching the show, and let's just say my uncle had got it, so he was like, "Yeah, you ought to watch this." I'm like, "Oh, Black Lightning's lame," and then the show kind of subverted my expectations a little bit. So I figured, well, let me read some good comics, because I didn't want to read like the '70s stuff. Ironically enough, though, Tony Isabella has me blocked on Twitter, but I don't know why. But I'm not mad at it.
Name blocks. A lot of us have them. I'm blocked from Al Ewing.
Oh,
Really?
this one right here.
Why'd you get blocked from Al Ewing?
To be fair,
don't know.
Rob's pretty hateful. I mean, he gets on there and he's talking about ice cream and mayonnaise. It's just disgusting, Rob. It's disgusting.
To be fair, I'm talking about ice cream with mayonnaise.
Right.
I mean, you can eat that if you want to. You sprinkle a little relish on there. You
I'm
put a
gonna
little
ban you
relish
right
on there, a little bit of sprinkles.
I'm just going to ban myself for a little while.
But yeah, I got like a pile of trades. I mean, my comic collection is that I can't dig for that. That's like in the box that has like that you just can't open right. That's all I can tell you about that. It's like the Ark of the Covenant. Your face will melt off. So that's my collection that way. But yeah, I got this book. Another one of Archie's comics.
Bon Giovanni.
Archie Bon Giovanni.
We're going to get you saying that by the end of the show, Jeffrey. Don't you worry about it.
Archie Bon Giovanni. I hope you're watching right now because I'm trying not to mess up your name. This is another comic that's basically like two best bud roommates and gay disasters living together. It's like The Odd Couple, except, it's about dating and they're in their 20s and, stuff like that. If you're into that, I suggest you go get this one. It's from Boom Studios. It's $19.99 if you want to get it American, and $25.99 Canadian. And that about sums up my collection for right now. I have like a library on the other end.
No, good books,
Today,
man.
I was this close to picking up a Lumberjanes #1, and I was this close to pulling the trigger until I'm just looking around this new shop where I saw a guy that I used to go to college to, but since we're all wearing masks, we're just shooting the shit. And when you're seeing just this, Batman, Bane, and you don't know who they are, I can see because we didn't recognize one another, and we knew each other for years until I said, yeah, go tell him Rob said hi. I'm like, Rob, you sound really familiar. Yeah, worst. Wait, did you go to New World School of the Arts? Yeah. Pulls down his mask. It's Juan Navarro, the guy that runs Creature. Why am I screwing this up? Creature Studios, Creature something. I should know this. But we were both like comic book artists back in college, and he runs a shop. And I picked up a few books from him, but I saw that Lumberjanes, and then I saw this on the wall.
Oh,
yeah, baby.
that's
Here has one, and I'm like, she has. I gotta get it.
Is it amazing that that was only the 25th anniversary of Marvel at that point?
I really love those covers.
Impossible. They're cool.
I love those covers because it looked like something you put in a frame. And I think I had like a Spider-Man one somewhere.
Down here, she collects them.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, she's good at it.
How do you do, lady? Lady Fantastic.
There's that Hawkeye, West Coast. And that Hawkeye was great, man. That Hawkeye was great.
Even though he's played by that guy in the Avengers movies, Renner, whatever his name was.
Now here's the odd part about those 25th anniversary. Those 25th anniversary are technically a celebration of the Fantastic Four. This is the 25th anniversary. Yes, it's the 25th anniversary. Well, I mean, FF1 is the official start of the Marvel Universe. So, FF1, it's the 25th anniversary, and the Ben Grimm FF cover is arguably, not even arguably, it is the worst one out of all of them. Do you have the Ben Grimm one?
No, I need that one.
I do.
You know what I'm talking about.
Let me go grab my stack of them.
All right.
There you
All
go.
right. Lady's going to grab them. She'll show us.
Second.
And I think Jeff just went to go run and grab this.
What's
I
that?
have I got Wicked and Divine.
Nice.
I got volume 1 and 2 of this. I got to get volumes 3 and 4.
That's
Just
a
like
pretty
another one of
book.
my favorite. Oh yeah, I get the library editions.
They're nice.
I can knock
Nice.
somebody out with this. It's like my 10
Right on.
Commandments.
Right
I come
on.
down off the rock and I have volume 1 and volume 2.
Wicked is worthy of that.
You
Wow.
can kill a cow with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, but it's got
Done. You just hit it with that book.
but I got sexy David Bowie devil here being a temptress, and they're supposed to be making a show out of it, but I want to see the show when it comes out and who they cast, because even this guy, he was in love with like a Prince-looking character in the book.
Yeah.
So I kind of got that reference a little bit, even though he's like very prideful motherfucker, but still. I've read this book till I couldn't read it anymore. That's how good it was, or is. And I don't know. Kerry Gillen really grew on me. I'll say that much.
Oh, here we go. It's Lady Fantastic.
There it is. There it is. See, and look, his face is completely covered. You get, what are you getting there? What, 1 square inch of Ben Grimm's face?
I would say 1/100th.
Of a, it's sad. It's not like this is the 25th anniversary of the FF, and you covered Ben's friggin' face, man.
So messed up. I have that one.
This is one of the best ones because it's front and back.
Yeah, let me
Is
show
that
you.
John Romita Jr.?
Is that JR? I don't know who that is.
Kupperberg and Senate.
Okay, well, Kupperberg I'm aware of. Senate, I know exactly who Senate is.
So there's your front. Look at this beauty on the back. Look at that.
Now, see, I wish they did that for all of them.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but the thing, though, I say the thing is doing like the whole Ninja Turtles thing going on with the hat and the shades and the coat. Yeah, I'll call that one Ninja Turtle.
The star ones are really cool, too. The Masters,
Spider-Ham.
the Motu.
Well,
The
the Spider-Ham.
You got the Motu, don't you? Oh, yeah.
Oh,
There we go.
that's a good one.
I don't-
I think it's Ron
I don't
Friends,
have
isn't it?
Spider-Man.
And
Nice.
America's Ass.
Oh, hold on a second. Hold on. Go back. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah, America's Ass.
Twins and
I couldn't help it. You got both cheeks. And look, there goes Mark Ruffalo.
love that Hulk one, too, man. That's good for the Hulk.
Oh, this is pre-Mark Ruffalo. And look, there goes Jeremy Renner, that guy. He should have went off the cliff. Black Widow could have lived. Oh, look, it's Arnie.
Is that Barry Windsor Smith on that cover? Is that Barry Windsor Smith?
I don't know, but I'm not going to open it to look. So
Fair. I'll look it up while you're.
It doesn't look anything like Arnold.
Yes.
But I know it's time to try to do Arnold.
That's
And
the one.
he was on
That's
that
the
show She-Ra.
Hordak.
Yeah. And Ewoks.
Love it.
They're cannibals.
Love it.
Those Ewoks are cannibals.
Oh, I believe it.
Oh, look, there goes my girl.
Mhm.
You sent me a
Aurora.
copy of that too.
She's fierce. I hate him. Sorry. I think so.
Yeah.
Well, he cheated on his wife when she was dead, and cheated on his wife when she was alive with a blonde. That's Megatron, isn't it?
I think it's Ratchet.
That's Ratchet.
Okay, I get him. Oh, look, there goes Chris. Hey, look, it's Chris Helmsworth.
Yeah,
Hey, you
pretty
copied
much.
my beard, and that's a Spidey signal.
That one's lazy.
I think Chris Helmsworth would have been like 13 when that came out.
I got an action figure of Heather Hudson, and also and that's Ilyana. Should be Ilyana.
Pete Craig Russell almost.
Yeah, Magic. Eliana Rasputin.
Yeah, see, but it looks like Barry Windsor Smith.
Or Magic. So that's it. Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, but you got the thing doing the Ninja Turtle.
He's doing a Raphael for sure.
Yeah, Raphael.
Mhm.
Miracleman or Mind Shift? Which one of you gentlemen would you like to go next?
Miracleman.
All right. I mean, if you're going to assist, I won't lie. I'm not going to turn it down. So,
Booster Gold 1.
You mean
So-
Green Lantern?
so I got a couple of new books. This wasn't a big week for new books.
No, not really.
Not a big week, but I did pick up a couple of good books. First and foremost, I'm going to show you the book that nobody else here has. And Nancy in Hell. Now, Nancy in Hell was originally created by Juan Jose Rip. I think we're all very familiar with Juan Jose Rip.
Oh, yeah. He
I
worked
have
on,
seen his work.
right?
And written by Jose Luis Vidal. So this here's actually this is two books. This is a old school flip book, boys and girls. All right. Side 1, Nancy in Hell, the Hell Gates. Side 2 is the previously unpublished issue number 4 from the last miniseries. Nancy in Hell, guys, is literally the book is about it's what happens to the teenagers after the Nice Ace. I knew I liked you. After the psycho killer kills them and they go to HELL. That this is what happens to them. And Nancy actually fights back. She struggles. She gets out of hell. And then the follow-up series is called Nancy in Hell on Earth. And I'll tell you what, it is gorgeous. I cannot recommend it enough. Get out there and hunt these books down because they are fan-friggin-tastic. Little Batman Superman number 10. I was going to drop this book. I'll be honest with you. I told my LCS to drop it, but the last page reveal is who the villain they're fighting is, and it's the Ultra Humanite.
What?
I haven't seen him in a
Oh,
while.
last page reveal, and he's on the cover.
Right.
He looks nothing like he did in Justice League Unlimited.
It was last page reveal on number 9. So, right. So, here you go. And that's why I feel like I'm not spoiling anything because it's right there. It's telling you right there. But here's the thing. For those of you who don't know, Ultra Humanite is one of the OGest. Excuse you, HELL. I screwed up. I was going to say double hockey sticks, but then I said double L. I was like, don't say hockey sticks. You'll sound like an idiot. Mission accomplished either way. But Ultra Humanite is one of the original villains of the original Superman. He was an Earth 2 Superman villain. So it's just kind of fun to see him use him again. We haven't seen him in a long time. And then finally, man, this took so long to come out. I forgot the series was going. There's Darth Vader number 3. Has anybody been reading Darth Vader? Anybody?
I have lost my interest in Star Wars at this point, so I mean,
okay.
probably
So you're not
should.
reading it, Kurt?
No, I missed it when it first came out, so I don't feel.
All right.
I have to hunt him down. I heard it was good. I heard it's
So
good.
everybody knows who the young lady on the cover looks like, right?
It's his girlfriend.
It looks like Padme.
Padme, yeah, of course.
No, so it's supposed to be Natalie Portman.
Right. Padme, yeah, Natalie Portman. That's Padme.
I've seen that movie in a long time.
Been a while. Horrible movies. 2 and 3 weren't bad. For episode 1, just midi-chlorians.
I've seen episode 1, and that was it.
Oh, so bad.
Just remember, Ahmed Best, the man that has the direct antithesis of my name, almost killed himself because of our character.
Right. You gotta feel bad for
him. It was the writer's fault. Don't attack that guy. It was not his fault.
So Liam Neeson didn't avenge him. Liam Neeson could have avenged him, right?
Could have. So here's the thing. This person appears in this book. Okay? She appeared at the end of issue 1. She was all through issue 2, and she is in issue 3. And it's not precisely who you think it is, though it is someone from episode 1.
Natalie Portman.
It's Natalie Portman, right?
It's not Padme. It's Natalie Portman.
It's not Padme.
I got it.
There's a difference.
stand-in for Padme because Padme had all these people walking around looking like her. It's one of those, right?
That's who it is. You got it. You nailed it.
And
This
that's the
is
shit.
this is Padme's body double. This is her bodyguard that goes running off in episode 1 when they're fighting to take back the palace, and they split apart. And one that looks like Padme goes running. That's her. That's her right there. Back to back with Vader. Back to back with Vader.
Is that like a deleted scene or something?
No, it was in the original. Trust me, you just forget because that movie is a forgettable scene.
I saw it as a teenager, and I forgot all about it because I'm like, Jar Jar Binks, no. The droids, no. Terrence Stamp was wasted in that movie. Liam Neeson did not avenge anybody.
No,
He didn't take Anakin. They didn't have to go to get him.
No.
Darth Maul got his legs cut off.
Exactly. Yeah. Right. So then we got
You too.
Ewan McGregor chose life.
Then we got Suicide Squad number 7. I'm sure a lot of people have seen that one today. We got Legion of Superheroes number 7 from Bendis. You know, I'm loving Legion of Superheroes because it's like old school Legion. It's just crammed full of heroes, but there's so many heroes you're not really getting their individual voices. A little bit tough to keep up with, I won't lie. X-Men number 10. The Empire time. Yeah, it's okay. I'm enjoying X-Men still.
I should be reading X-Men right now, but I'm going to wait till it's all in trade.
Yeah, it's probably a good idea.
It's probably a better idea, yes.
Now I got a little bit older one I picked up today. I already had it. Dark Knight Returns, The Golden Child, but I wanted to get this. What's this? Who's the artist? Grandpa? Raphael Grandpa. I wanted to get this one just because it had the Hong Kong Rioters cover, which I loved. They didn't have it at my LCS when it first came out, but I found it today.
I kind of hope that one ever gets adapted into an animated, direct-to-DVD movie. It looks like it could.
Yeah.
It looks like it has a lot of that. It looks like something could easily be translated from the comic to that, but I know then they got to do Dark Knight, the Master Race, and then they got to do Dark Knight Strikes Again, and that's when Frank Miller lost his damn mind.
They can cherry pick. What were you going to say, Lady Fantastic?
Just to distinguish, he said Hong Kong rioters and not rioters.
Yeah. Rioters, yes. Rioters. As we prefer to say it in the deep north. So right here we have
Yankees. You play Yankee.
So here we got Snake Eyes Dead Game. You know, I didn't pick this up last week when it came out, but I said, if there was a copy, I was going to grab one. And sure enough, there was one copy left, and I enjoyed it. It was a good. That opening scene was pretty freaking cool.
It is Rob Liefeld drop feet.
He does. He drew feet throughout the whole thing. I was astonished. He must have asked a friend to show him how to do it, and then drew them.
If you're on Instagram, Twitter, there's these little posable dolls. Maybe he finally bought one of those.
God, I hope so.
Like a Deadpool.
Right. Next, we got Ash and Thorn from Ahoy Comics. You guys know I buy anything from Ahoy. This is fun, man. This is fun. This is a senior citizen becoming the Sorcerer Supreme and having to fight Cthulhu.
I like this.
Okay. All right. Maria McCourt is the writer. Sudie Lee is the artist. It's an all-female creative team.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a bit refreshing. It's a different type of voice. I think that we're seeing in both the art as well as in the storytelling. Honestly, recommend checking this one out. I guarantee it'll be, if you're a trade person, I guarantee this will go in trade because Ahoy collects everything in trade. And the thing I like about Ahoy is when they do a series, it's not a never-ending series. They'll do 6 to 8 issues, they'll do 4, 5, 6 issues, whatever it is, and they'll tell their story, and they'll do a collected, and then they'll move on. Maybe they come with a season 2 or something, but it's not just a never-ending book that you're on the ride forever.
Might get this.
Yeah, it's good, man. It's really good. It's really good. And that was it for new stuff, but I picked up some awfully fun back issues. And I'm gonna go least fun to most fun, I think. And even the least fun are still pretty fun. They're still pretty fun. So first up, we have a whole pile of old school Superman family.
Pre-crisis.
Pre-crisis. I love anything with Supergirl in it. Pre-crisis. These were all gorgeous, high grade. I got them for $1 a pop.
I got like one Batman family.
Oh, they're so good.
I mean, it's in my box.
Well, there you go. That's 201. Here is 202. Here is 203. Here's 206. Here is, and this is one I was excited to get this one. Here's 207. And the reason I was excited is it's super powered Mrs. Superman. Look at that.
Oh yeah, Lois with powers.
Lois. Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking about the DCAU one, if that would have ever happened. They never did none of this.
No. And here's the thing. They give her an identical costume to Superman. They just take her pants away. Because it's the short pants. It's her underpants are on the outside, just like with Superman. But they just took away the pants. That's how they made her costume different. Here's 208, and I like this one because that's Earth 2 Mixiez Pitalik. And his name is Mixiez Tipalik. You see the difference?
So is he still Gilbert Godfrey?
Essentially.
I'll tell you another thing, Superman.
More or less.
Whenever I hear Mixius Spitlick, I always think of freaking Gilbert Godfrey.
You have to.
And it was because of the animated series that I learned how to say his name correctly.
Say his name, yeah.
That show.
Is Spitlick. And
I always called him Mitzi Click.
Oh, hold on.
You know, I like the Mixie sassy girlfriend on there. It was voiced by Sandra Bernhardt.
Mixie Plick, is that how you said it, lady?
Yeah.
Mixie Plick. That's close enough. Let's be
I
honest.
just call him Mixie.
When you have a collection of letters like that, what does it matter? You call them whatever you want to call them. And then we got a couple of real cool reprints here, guys. Real high grade, nice, clean copies. DC Superstars #1. Origin of the Teen Titans. First appearance reprinted. Superstars #4 with an awesome grouping of sci-fi stories. Space Ranger, Adam Strange. Here we have Superstars #8, and there we've also got another Adam Strange and a Star Rovers and Space Ranger story.
Ernie Chu cover, right? Ernie Chu art.
Yeah. And then we got a Super Team Family. Now, by the way, I just want to tell you guys, these were all $1.50. $1.50. And this guy right here, I paid $5 for. That's probably a 7.5. Right.
So reprints of Bob Heaney and Bruno Premiani.
Yes.
No, Premiani rolled her off the tongue.
Yeah, that was But you have a problem with Bon Giovanni. What's going on here, Jeffrey?
I don't know my brain right now. I just been up since 1:30.
So here's Super Team Family #5. This is at a great. One of the reasons I grabbed this one, nice bunnies. One of the reasons I grabbed this one is because it's got this Eclipso appearance in there.
Oh yeah, I know about this guy.
Love those old Eclipso ones.
It was the old gym with the thing with the gym, and that was the 90s. I'm thinking.
I think I have it here.
Yes, I think we showed him the couple of weeks back. You should have one.
Well, I don't own one at all, but it's Keith Giffen, so that's cool.
Next up,
if I don't know where it is, because that thing's going to poke a hole in another book.
Next up, I don't do a ton of Archie books, but if I can find an Archie superhero book, I will buy it, even with this regular Archie. This is Reggie and Me, #20. I think it's 1964. Again, real high grade book. I think I paid like $3 for it. But it's got the evil heart and the pure heart. So Archie was pure heart, and Reggie was evil heart.
Of course.
I want to see that in an episode of Riverdale right there.
Heck yes. Last couple of books here. This one is Star Spangled War Stories #116. I got this one, guys, because this is an appearance of 2 of the Suicide Squad members.
Rick Flag Sr., right?
No, this is Morgan and Mace. Morgan and Mace are 2 of the named Suicide Squad members. Prior to the Ostrander run in '87, Suicide Squad. Well, right. That came later. But prior to the supervillain turn in '87, the Suicide Squad was all just GIs, and they primarily fought dinosaurs.
On Dinosaur Island, but this has nothing to do with the center, right?
Right.
Yeah, no center.
No center. So that was pretty cool. I was really happy to get that one. I think I got that for like $6. That was a little pricey for me, but Next up, I was really happy to find this. I got this for $3.
Oh wow!
That's a giant bat, man.
It's a bat, hyena, hawk,
Hydra.
something. It's Mighty Samson. Mighty Samson #2 from the original Gold Key run. Mighty Samson is a book that's best described as you ever read anything that had 60s fiction with nuclear war? Every single ridiculous trope was in Mighty Samson.
I mean, what about talking apes? Did they have that?
They had all kinds of beasts. In 25 years, you had giant invisible insects. You had these mutant creatures. People were able to live in New York, even though it had been directly hit by atomic bombs. I mean,
Charlton Heston still going, "You maniac! You blew it up!"
Right? Exactly right. That was 1965.
It could be played by Charlton Heston.
You could. That
he
kind of looks like Charlton Heston if you think about it a little bit.
Get your bat wings off me, you damn dirty hyena bat!
Right. Now, last 3 books, guys. These here I was super duper pleased with, and I'm going to show them to you in order of awesomeness, in my opinion. They're all 3 from the same company, Super Comics, which was a Silver Age reprint company. Their parent company was IP Publishing. Okay, so first up, we have U.S. Fighting Men #17. Now, I'm not a big war comic guy, okay, but it was a 12 center, and just look at that cover, man. For a war comic, that's a cool ass cover. No big creators on that one, but this one right here, Master Detective #17. All 3 of these are #17s. I'll tell you that much right now. Ace. Master Detective #17. This is Ross Andrew and Mike Esposito.
Spider-Man guys.
Yeah. So great. This is a reprint of their stuff. None of these are original. They're all reprints. And then last but not least, actually probably most, that makes sense, is Fantastic Adventures #17. And the reason I was excited about this one is because this is a reprint of the amazing Matt Baker.
Oh, I've heard about him.
So, yeah.
I mean,
So
like
Jungle Girl.
women.
Go ahead. Yes, beautiful women. Original Phantom Lady artist. This is actually one of his original creations, this Jungle Girl. Because Jungle Girls wear floral print bathing suits. But
yes,
if he was a golden age artist, what do you want? That was the most revealing he could make most women. But anyway, a one piece, not even a 2-piece, a 1-piece. But
to be fair, so was Poison Ivy.
True, very true.
And also whatever they wear in the Savage Land.
Yeah, I don't know how they do that. But all 3 of these, I got all 3 of these from the same seller. They were $7 a piece, man.
Worth it.
And I'll tell you, these are not books you're going to find very often. Even though normally, yes, pretty pricey. I think this was slabbed in a slightly lower grade, and they were asking for like $125 for it.
Wow.
So I was happy to get it for $7. This has got a little chip right up here at the corner. I'm missing the corner right there. But other than that, it's completely solid. Staples are tight. Nothing's loose. The pages are a bit brown, but what do you expect of a reprint comic company in '64? Yeah. So those were my pickups this week, guys. I think it's Comics on the Mind's turn.
I have a small picture.
Stop.
Not too much. I finally got my copy of Batgirl 47.
Nice.
You read it?
I did. I was reading while you guys were talking, and oh my! I couldn't help it. It was so good. The ending was like Holy crap.
So
What's
good.
gonna happen?
So well done.
Real quick, without spoiling it, after what happens at the end of that story, how the hell do they wind up doing a Joker storyline at the end of that story? Unless it's all
That's the only thing I can think of. That's the only thing I can think of is that it wasn't the real Joker.
Don't you all know there's 3 Jokers? Come on
Of
now.
course. I'm getting that soon. I already.
Oh, heck yeah.
So
Yeah.
Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson, and Heath Ledger.
There you go.
there it works.
Oh yeah. And then thanks to Rob, I ended up getting this copy. This thing.
Yep.
Awesome.
Love that Dodson cover, man. That's so beautiful.
Just hedging the bets.
And then I also got, of course, I got X-Men number 10. I'm not. I heard the Empire stuff is picking up. I suppose. I don't know, but I just didn't want to get involved in the whole. Maybe I'll read it in trade, but I'm kind of upset that this is entering my X-Men. And I finally got a copy. My store did not have any copies of Pope 35, so I finally got an issue. Now I can read it. I can't wait. And then lastly, I don't know if you guys have been reading the whole Don Constantine Hellblazer set in the Sandman universe. I've been digging it. I've been loving it. If you're not reading this, get the trade. It's so awesome. And then that's pretty much all I have. I won't show all the books, but my boy who's in the chat, Dusty Brick Brown, he sent me an AOK. If you want to watch what he sent me, go watch that video on my channel. But I will show you, I'll highlight 2.
Don't show it here because we want people to go to Comics on the Mind and watch the video there.
Oh, okay. Yes, go ahead and do that. Go watch the video.
Watch the video. We don't want to ruin your playbacks. I mean, if you want to, it's up to you. But go watch Comics on the Mind's new video with his haul from Dusty Brick Brown.
I'll say this. One of the books that I got, I still have not put down. I still walk around in the days. And you guys know what it is.
Oh,
but
yeah.
if you have not watched it, go watch it so you can see what awesome.
It's an old Avengers comic that you're going to have your little heads just.
Yep. My mind was already low.
Okay. Now you're kind of curious. Y'all want to go watch it. Don't do it now, but at the end of the video, you watch it. So, I don't know. Is it like my turn now? Shit.
Yeah.
Okay. I only have 15 books to show. I did pick up a few things. I hit 3 stores. So I guess I'll blow myself up. But first, what's in the briefcase?
Marcellus Wallace is so in the box.
Everyone does what's in the box. So,
Gwyneth Paltrow.
Your wife's pretty head. No, I'm not going to. I'm going to sue. What's in the damn briefcase? So here's a stack. It fit in the briefcase. Yay. That doesn't always happen. But it wasn't like the hugest week this week. So here's the books. And I'll throw them right underneath the microscope just to see what came out this week. So let me change my cameras. So let's see here. We do have. I'll put this up on the screen so y'all know who I am. I am Rob Wurst on Twitter and Not Near Mint on Instagram. Anybody that wants to contact me, one of those 2 will probably do. So 2 of the books that I wound up picking up today was the first appearance of John Walker as the Super Patriot. I flipped through the book and I'm actually going to have to read this. The other one I picked up was the 4th print of Barack Obama in Savage Dragon. Now, those who've been watching our show, you kind of know that, well, a certain person, Miracleman, is a big fan of Savage Dragon, so I've been furtively...
Me too. Big fan.
It's not for me, though, because to me, 250 plus books of these are just going to take up a lot of space, so I've been kind of putting them together for Miracleman. You didn't hear that from me. So, there is, he's been getting me books. We get each other books on this show. It's kind of what we do. So here's some of the books that came out
That's
this
awesome.
week. I read Amazing Spider-Man 45. It looks like this is finally starting to shape up to be a real story. After everything Nick Spencer's done, it looks like it's leading up to this. So if you're not reading Amazing Spider-Man, now's as good a time to pick up as any. They came out with a one-shot last week where you find out that Sin Eater's back from the dead and he's a little bit more supernatural now. To me, this is the book of the week. If you have not picked this up, immediately do so. Whether you're a fan of Captain Marvel or not, if you're a fan of Null and that kind of stuff, this is the first appearance of Carol Danvers' half-sister. And I'm not going to ruin the ending of it or anything, but she's getting, well, I'm ruining it. She's sticking around. You think that she's going to be killed, but she's alive. And her setup is she just massacred like a whole bunch of people, so she could become a new villain. This series has been kind of flagging here and there with a super villain that was basically just an anti-SJW type of person. He was a comic skater. And then the next story was Star, a fake version of Captain Marvel. And now we're finally getting the story of her half-sister and her family backstory, her half-Cree parentage. This story is finally picking up, and you should definitely look for this. If you're paying $15-20 online, you're probably going to say that's cheap by the end of this year. You heard it here first. I did not read issue 3 yet, but I'm not digging the whole Empire thing. It's no secret. I do like Al Ewing. Please not block me on Twitter. I do like you. I do. I picked this up. I didn't get it last week, but I'm glad to get it this week. It's the first appearance of Taint or Virus or whatever you want to call them. I haven't read it yet. My shop wound up. Okay, so I hit 3 shops today. The first 2, Korka's and then Goblin's Heist. Goblin's Heist is run by the guy that I went to college with. It's in Hialeah. Check it out. It's a good store. 2 of those stores, the first 2 did not get their Marvel shipments. Lady Fantastic and I have been going back and forth about the fact that the USPS has been really waylaid by this new guy that's now in charge. And it might be his fault. It might not be. I don't know. But nationwide, we're seeing like a drop off between 9 to 15% of, we're seeing more late shipments, and it's only going to get worse from here. So they didn't get their Marvel books. I ran to another store, came back, and my guy had a fat stack of these second prints. I'm like, I don't see a first appearance on a cover, but at cover price, I'll take it. Well, now I can read it before Miracleman sends me the first print.
Does he listen? Does young Cable listen to dubstep?
What I do. Well, at least I'll listen to a little bit of the guy that looks like Corey Feldman. You know who I'm talking about. For those that don't know what dubstep is, instead of and boots and pants, that's techno and trance. Dubstep sounds like this.
Stop it. Birds is precious.
That's dubstep. And basically, dubstep reminds me of all these damn spin-offs coming off from the X-Men series. They're annoying. They're there. People are picking up. I probably shouldn't be. I'm getting the first 5 or 6 issues of anything that comes out from these spin-offs. And I just want to see if it ties into the story. Like X Factor. Did anybody really need an X Factor book?
No.
I might read it in trade.
Now, I read this. We have the return of Vulcan, and it starts off just showing that he's this really cool, chill dude until we find out that that's all a veneer. It's kind of like Zatanna mind wiped him, and the plants just poked around there. And one of my sayings is, fish don't like it when you tap on the glass. No, you tapped on this glass, and now badass. I could destroy a planet. Vulcan is back. So I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been reading this at all. It's Bendis. I kind of he's hit or miss. It's like since he became a family man, he's become the writer equivalent of going onto Facebook and seeing everybody's baby pictures.
No.
Nah.
Tell me I'm wrong.
No.
Nah.
Now, speaking of children, because we now know because of Key Collector app, in issue number 9, that Deadshot will be dying. Here's the first appearance of his daughter as Live Shot. They call her that because she doesn't want to kill. I'm like you, Daddy, but, without the murdering. Kind of hard to do that with guns. And this became a big book this week. I pick up all the B covers on Wonder Woman. It became a hot book because this dude by the name of Jim kind of worked on the book. Now, she's pretty looking Wonder Woman. I won't deny that. But some people know I used to be a comic book artist way back in the day. You've never heard of me. It's okay. I haven't heard of me either. But I know bad inkling when I see it. And I'm looking at this going, this doesn't look like Scott Williams. And I definitely know when somebody has bled through the page and needs to cover that shit up. That is what that is right there.
Yeah.
And I'm going, I would love to see it for the pencils, so hopefully there's a reprint. Meanwhile, issue 3 of Dear Becky came out today. I'm waiting until this is fully done before I read it because it picks up right after issue 72. And Huey has to deal with all the fallout like 8 years later. So I'm really looking forward to it. Something I'm not looking forward to, Spawn. Nobody really reads it. You get it for the covers. Maybe just blow
I don't
out
even read Spawn.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm picking it up. It's like I'm picking it up for one day, trading it for something else I want. I think that's probably why I'm picking it up. Whereas,
Kring.
It's fun. I love
Shredder. Shredder, give me another body.
Love it.
Yeah, I even wound up picking up this today. Yeah, I'll throw this on top because it was Miracleman last week that clued me into the fact that I was missing issue 24 of these reprints from the early aughts from Image that were so underprinted that they continue on with 2025.
Is it in trade yet?
Not yet. And IDW is slowly going out of business. Their guy that runs their whole company, it seems, they just furloughed him and somebody else just decided to take the reins. So IDW, along with Dynamite and their bullshit-ass apology that we saw in the chat before we came on tonight, wow, it looks like while other publishers are going under, others are coming to take their place, like Ahoy.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to get into this part of our show tonight, which is, well, what's the next comic book character to blow up? And Jeffrey Brown, you're the man of the hour. You were invited onto this stream by Miracleman. So we have all these characters now that are popping. You have freaking Punchline, where it was a $40 book.
Wait. Still here. Never mind. Just Punchline. Oh. I ain't gonna get me started on that character because she ain't no Harley Quinn.
Even Harley Quinn saying she's not me. You're just another groupie of the big smiley guy that's an abusive boyfriend. Yeah. But all these books are now starting to hit $100, and they're like, it's just been printed in the last couple of years. Venom number 3 regular prints going for like an easy $150. You're trying to find the third print or the second or third print with the Null character on. It's just taken from a page on the interior. You're talking $300 now. So what's likely the next character to just go? I mean, today I just talked about this character, who's the sister of Captain Carol Danvers, and I'm a fan. I read the books. Lady Fantastic just went and got a copy right before coming on air. And hopefully I'm not wrong about this. I have been wrong in the past. Before COVID really blew up, I was saying, hold on to your money because you'll be able to get that giant size X-Men for $100. I was wrong. So what do you think, Jeff? Out of all these new characters that are popping up, is there anybody that speaks to you that you think the masses are going to hit on or that might blow up into a movie? Or what are you looking at?
currently, I mean, there was Wonder Woman's brother, but that is my own personal bias going on. I feel like Wonder Woman didn't need a brother. She already had Donna Troy, her sister. That's about it. You know, not God. Zeus having all these bastard children. I'm like, you're just adding another character that doesn't need to be there. Trying to think. There's a new Miss Marvel character, which what's his name? I kind of forgot. Because I tell you right now,
Star?
who?
Star?
Yeah, well, see, that's the thing. He's another one. I'm like, I get why he's there, but I just don't see him being in an MCU movie. Carol's sister, on the other hand, you know, maybe because you want to build up more of Captain Marvel movies.
I don't know if you ever read this back in the day in the early 2000s. There was Glory. It was rebooted by Daniel Johnson Warren, the guy that's now doing the Wonder Woman Dead Days. And you had this big, muscle-bound, almost Hulk-looking.
Oh, you're talking about Sophie Campbell. I mean, Sophie Campbell when they revamped her.
So think that character, but blue and a warrior and well-spoken and could go either way, good or bad. You have a very interesting character that has a lot of room to grow, and her first appearance just happened today.
That's the thing. It's like I kind of stopped reading Marvel after a while, and I'm barely reading DC. In Image, on the other hand, there's always new stuff coming out of there, but I'm very selective on certain characters that I like. Like with Wicked and Divine, I wished all those characters in there would just blew up. But I know not everybody has to. I mean, some people have their favorites, but not everybody has their favorites. You know, it's like I liked it Lucy, but Lucy died. I liked it Laura, but I haven't gotten to Volume 4 yet in the hardcovers, so her fate right now is a bit left up to her imagination, but I want her to succeed, Laura Martin. Not Laura Martin, but the name of the character. Then there's trying to think. Because at the moment, as far as DC goes, I don't know, DC's been rebooting so much. I just got lost out of it. It's like, I don't know. I mean, even with the Teen Titans, it's like, it's almost a status quo. I barely see anybody new. And if I looked at their names and really read them, I'd have to read 6-issue arcs. And I'm trying to think right now if there's any that speak to me at the moment, because I've been so busy reading older stuff that, I can see where the successes were and why that character was interesting, even if it came from a cartoon. But, I mean, I don't know if Harrison Wells is even in the Flash comics, even though he's in that TV show.
To be honest, it's one of the great jokes that's ongoing with this show. There has been 89 issues of Flash before they converted it to 750, and now they're on 759. So that's 89 issues of Flash, and then 750 on that I have not read of the Flash.
Okay.
I've been picking up every issue and only read the first 2 or 3.
Because I'm thinking that's another character from another medium could do a Harley Quinn and be like, hey, you like that character from this show that's always funny and there's different variations of him? Why not retroactively make Harrison Wells the in-comics reason why Star Labs exists? Or even like with Tina McGee being that one character from the old Flash show. I know I don't see her now blowing up, but if you were to reintroduce those characters, because if you got a show going on.
They tried doing it with Diggle in Green Arrow, and it lasts for a short time, and it goes away. Just
I didn't really like Diggle. That's the thing.
Chloe Sullivan from Smallville. They tried introducing her to the universe proper. She stuck around for a year during the new 52 stuff, and it was gone. And I know Lady Fantastic has to be jumping out here soon. So what do you think, Lady Fantastic? Is there any characters that have been new? Any characters that have been around for ages that you think are about to have their day soon? Uh-oh, Lady Fantastic.
You're on mute, lady.
No.
Scream.
Ah!
So there are some, and probably most of them are relevant to the MCU, but there's a few that just aren't. Okay, like it matters. So we've got this Marvel .1. This is the first Sam Alexander as Nova. Yeah, and we know that the Moon Knight
Hell yeah.
show is being developed for Disney Plus.
Yep.
So anything Moon Knight is probably going to rise even more than it already is. Someone made this comment a couple weeks ago, but anything Miles Morales is just like molten hot lava. I don't know what, but it is. Does a video game warrant that? I don't know. But still, he's probably got some of the most potential in terms of all kinds of stuff for Disney and shoot-offs and stuff. Miss Riri, she's going to hit. She's the bomb. I can't afford the first print, but the third print has the awesome picture of her, so I kind of win.
First cover appearance.
Yeah. And the Secret Invasion, I think based on what we saw from the end of Captain Marvel, there's going to be a Secret Invasion-like event. Yeah. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. Its capacity, for being a cartoon, is just so great. Man, I would love to see it. Just because this is kind of a pity one. So some of these are getting less and less likely, but it's just more of my wish. Jessica Drew, she'd be awesome. Super fun, I don't know. She'll only be in other spider shows. I don't think she'll ever have her title, but I'd love to be proven wrong, whatever. You'll see Silk around, but maybe not until we see perhaps the next animated Spider-Verse movie. I'm not sure. She-Hulk, she's going to be there. So I would suggest getting the Savage She-Hulk #1. But a Greg Horn ain't too bad either. So also Alpha Flight. This has a potential, just like Moon Knight, to be developed into an animated series. It could be really, really super fun.
Oh yeah.
See that it's taken off.
I love those characters.
Yeah, they're great.
Canadian Avengers. I really want to see where that's going to go. I kind of want to see you proper, all of them.
We're getting
weirdness.
We're getting a Falcon and Winter Soldier show. Can you imagine a Spider-Woman She-Hulk show? Buddy show?
I
would watch the shit out of that. I'd watch that.
Yeah, you can even have some cameo appearances by Jessica Jones, Alias.
Oh, yeah.
Wildcat was in it.
And this is just more okay. Well, actually, this one actually has more potential. Shit. Both of these two. Okay, so we know that Jane Foster is Thor. Okay, so
Natalie Portman.
Yeah, it's gonna be the shit. It's gonna be awesome. I can't wait to see it. Padme can lift Mjolnir. What the what? And then they mentioned her name, Rambeau's last name in Captain Marvel, the movie. I would love to see Monica Rambeau have some sort of role. I don't know what, but I think anybody that loves Marvel or Captain Marvel should try and scoop up all of the Monica Rambeau.
Next Wave, right? Would Next Wave be any good?
Perhaps, yeah. And so,
Warren Ellis.
This is another one just for the kids, man. An animated series, and people get pissed off about this, but here's what I'm gonna say: in a world that has Archie comics. That's a world where Squirrel Girl can also exist. So calm your balls, dude.
Thank you.
It's not even different.
They can do it. They can do it. They can have it model off of Erica Henderson style. Do it that way, animated.
And these are more my pipe dreams. Let's do an Aunt May and
Marissa Tomei with the power cosmic.
I want to see that.
I want to just see that. These are, like I said, pipe dreams, all right? But let's do it. I'm game.
It doesn't have to be live action.
I know, animated, dude. Animated.
I would prefer it would be live action, so we could have Miss Marissa Tomei painted in head to toe in gold paint. But that's just me.
Joe Pesci is Galactus.
I'll accept it.
Joe Pesci is Galactus. Be my cousin Vinny.
Oh my God, I want that yesterday, dude. Pixar, get on this shit, cast these people, do what you got to do.
I'd be like, out here telling Peter. Now, Peter, you know why I'm here, right?
This is another great one. I would love to see Shanna the She-Devil on the Brooklyn Bridge on top of an elephant saving Spider-Man.
Perfect.
That's comedy gold. I want to see that.
These are my long shots, but I'm saying, hey, this is going to be the next big thing. Shanna, fucking get on it. It's not, but it is in my heart.
They could do it. They
Real
could
quick,
do
really
it.
fantastic. In that same vein, wouldn't it be cool on an episode of What If just to see Thanos riding into the scene in battle on his Thanos copter?
Yeah, man, like John Jennifer would come like, yeah, you thought I was dead, did you? Well, I came back for the stones.
In my Thanos copter.
Also, I hate that step.
Go ahead.
Down to the last couple. All right, here we go. These maybe not so much as something that's going to be on the MCU, but something that maybe you want to jump off of. And I was watching a guy, I think it was Mr. Miracle, another dude that has a channel, but Bing Bang Boom. Bing Bang Boom. So this is actually the second appearance of Bing Bang Boom. It's Astonishing Tales number 23. And then this is the third appearance. There you go. Bing Bang Boom. And Stan Lee, his brother, actually did the cover. Larry Lieber did the cover to this. So
yeah, he did the Spider-Man newspaper strip, did he?
So the second and like the first one's like Astonishing Some Tales 89 or something. I don't know.
Yeah, it was like 30 years prior to this, and if you want a low grade, it's going to cost you like $500, $600, $800.
But these are totally more purple shorts, right?
Yeah. So jump on these, and then this is my long shot. She's going to be huge. She's going to take over the DC universe. Motherfucking Black Orchid. All y'all going down. She has no relevance, and that's why she's going to be the biggest thing in DC. I just wanted to show those. Anyway.
Black Orchid, I remember being one of those books that came out right before Neil Gaiman was working on Sandman. He was putting out Black Orchid, and he was putting out Books of Magic. Books of Magic, everyone pretty much knows as being precursor Harry Potter, but no one knows who Black Orchid is. And that was an amazing little short story that he did. And that's the book if you're going to want to get it.
I'm surprised that Black Orchid hadn't appeared in the DCAU. As many characters they're trying to get in all, like Justice League Unlimited, they could have easily done it, or Batman Brave and the Bold. Because this is a character I knew about on the periphery from watching those DC directed animated movies. But she had a small part.
You could do a lot with her because so little's been done.
Okay. I mean, Bruce Timm and Paul Dini could have done something. Should have done something.
$2 on Black Orchid. Let's do it. All right. I gotta go. I'm so tired. I gotta. But thank you all for having me. I'm having a 500 subscribers contest on my channel. Go check out the video. It says 500 subs giveaway. You have to write me a haiku, and you might win some stuff, comics. And anyways, you all be safe. Take care, and thanks so much for tolerating my presence.
No, you're cool. You're cool, Lady Fantastic. You're great. You got all the cool shit I don't got.
You are one of my favorite people on the planet, and that says a lot. Be safe.
Oh, meow.
Yeah.
Well, you guys be safe, take care, and don't get too rowdy.
No, I'll try not to.
Now it's going to be a sausage fest with you gone.
All
Why
right.
would you say it like that? I'm not sword fighting.
Never cross streams.
Yes,
See ya.
we're going to try not to do that. Good night, Lady
Bye.
Fantastic.
Bye, lady.
Night, lady.
So let's go in order now that she's gone. Miracleman, since we're going to go in clockwise order. It looks completely opposite when I'm doing it that way on camera. So, Miracleman, what do you think?
So, Lady Fantastic brought up two of the characters that I think she's just dead on one of my favorite lines in history, coming from one of the finest films ever made, and prescient because of who we were talking about. Dead on balls accurate. From my cousin Vinny. Squirrel Girl and Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. You know, I've talked about them before, and I'll tell you right now, if you're a long-term investment comic collector, those two series, let's say they don't even make anything animated out of them, they don't make any movies, they don't make any cartoons, they don't, no TV shows, nothing. Those books are hands down guaranteed going to be some of the most valuable comics that you'll be able to flip as a set in 10-ish years' time. Because what's going to happen in 10 years is all the kids who've been buying those in trades. Let me back up. If you saw the 2019 sales for comics, the two largest comic publishers, they're not DC and Marvel. They are Scholastic and Viz.
Absolutely.
Scholastic, and not even close. We're talking by a big spread, man. Okay? Scholastic sells massive amounts of trades of those two characters, Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur and Squirrel Girl, to the preteen and tween sets of kids, okay? They buy them like crazy. And what's going to happen in 10 years' time from now is they're going to be adults with disposable income and a sense of nostalgia. And we all know a sense of nostalgia leads to people buying crap they don't need.
Yep.
The disposable income helps them spend more money on it.
And I have this theory, which is true, although it is a theory. I call it the trough of worthlessness. When people go,
nice.
This is garbage, I'm going to throw it out. Like all these second prints, third prints. It's a second print. It's a third print. Who cares? It's garbage. Toss it. Until people go, oh, I remember when I was younger that I really liked that. I pay a nice, pretty premium for something in higher condition. What do you mean? It's how much? Because everyone threw it away?
Right. Exactly right. So that one, those two characters, they're going to be, you know, if you're in it for the long haul, man, I'm not saying you're going to be able to flip them for any kind of money in the next week or so. Ace. I'm not going to say that in any stretch of the imagination. Those are books that you're going to have to hang on to for 10, 12 years. But right now, number one, they're real low print runs. Number two, they're really not that expensive. They're not a huge back issue market for those characters. And they might be hard to put together, and you'll probably pay a premium for, you know, first issues and stuff like that. I mean, that goes without saying. But I highly recommend if you're looking for a set that you know you're going to be able to sell at some point in time, that's the set to put your hands on right now. So that's number one. Number two, I guess those would be 1 and 2. Number 3, you're seeing a series right here that I think is a character that's about to blow up. Now, just recently, the first issue has spiked. I think it's about a $40-ish book, if I remember correctly. But the CW is developing a Booster Gold show. And don't let a single price tag sitting here fool you. I didn't pay more than 50 cents for any of the books, except for the first one, which I paid $1 for because it's got some slight damage down at the bottom there. I paid $1 for the first appearance. Now they're going for about $40, so you're going to pay a little more. I'm telling you right now, $40 is a very low price for that book, even if you buy on it now. You might not be able to do anything. What's that?
It's a bargain.
It's a bargain at $40. It's a bargain at $40. If you get it under $40,
10 years ago, the Demon from Jack Kirby #1, you could probably get easy for about $20. It's now a $150 book. Booster Gold was a $10 book about 10 years ago. It's now a $40 to $50 book.
Right.
10 years from now, it's going to be probably where Demon is now.
Oh, yeah, easily. Especially if the show drops and it pops and they do a Blue Beetle and a blue and gold. I'm telling you, you do a blue and gold show. And my man at Comics on the Mind is holding up the figures right there. You do a blue and gold show, that's going to be the most popular show on CW. That fan base is insane. I'm part of it. I will watch every episode. I will buy every piece of merchandise.
Hey, I got a question. Will Max and Warlord not be involved in anything?
Oh,
he will be.
I cross my fingers that he's not involved.
Well, you see, but that's just it. They can involve him and not have the terrible thing happen to Ted.
That's what I'm saying. Because every time I see Blue Beetle, I cry. I'm like, oh no, they killed him. Oh no.
I still want a Max Lord being all smarmy, and then you get up
looking like Sam Neill.
Shoot him in the head, and then you can kind of bring him back, and you can still have a James Reyes in the background.
But have him played by Sam Neill, right?
You could still do the storyline and then have it wrap up where one of Booster or some other character that's not Wonder Woman going snap his neck.
I mean, you got Linda Carter going in there, going for the Liam Neeson special, and going, "You killed my favorite character." No, but we don't want to repeat a Man of Steel. We don't want that. No.
Almost 20 years ago, 10 years ago when that issue came out, that was one of the issues that just blew my little mind. Here, going, I thought Superman and Batman and Wonder Woman didn't kill people. What just happened?
Right.
A couple issues ago, I just watched Captain America cap some guy because apparently now we're at war with terrorists, and why are all the superheroes killing people?
Right.
I'm like, Linda Carter wouldn't do that. And okay, I mean, the DCEU is a better version of all. They didn't break anybody's neck, even though.
So the books. Go ahead.
I was going to say, even though Booster Gold was on there, but there was no Blue Beetle on Justice League Unlimited.
Right.
When the Cadmus arc was going on, I'm thinking, I hope that thing doesn't happen.
Right. So, the books to really watch out for the Booster Gold series, obviously it's the first issue. But these are the other 3, actually 4, that I highly recommend you keep your eyes out for. Number 22, Justice League appearance. Number 23, number 24, and number 25.
Last issue.
It's a really good Millennium cover.
And I'm going to tell you why. Yes, as Rob said, number 25, there's the last issue. But in these last 4 issues, print runs were increasingly dropped to lower and lower and lower numbers. Every single issue, less copies made in the previous issue. Because Booster Gold wasn't selling, guys. All right, Booster Gold was not a big hit in his own series. Not a character that could carry his own series.
They were trying to tie it to the Millennium event that was about as equal.
Oh, we lost you, Rob.
Somebody was a manhunter, wasn't it? Because I know with every one of those issues, someone was a secret manhunter.
Yes.
And I knocked myself out of the stream.
That was always a weird thing.
I just had to get out of here.
Oh, you're back.
So now that's it for Booster Gold, guys. You can still find a lot of these in the cheap bins. Man, I cannot recommend enough. Pick these books up. They're gonna get, if you have any interest, pick them up because they're gonna get tough to find soon enough. That show's gonna drop sooner or later. And then the second one, or I guess my 4th character, I wanted to do a quick screen share, if I may, and show this one off. Bear with me 1 second here. I gotta. Oh, what am I doing here? I lost it. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna bring something up. So this one it's not a cheap book now. It's already it's already a book that carries some value. But I think right now it's already a vastly undervalued book. And has anybody here ever heard of Nubia?
Oh, I've heard of her.
Who?
Nubia.
Nubia.
I don't know.
Basically, Wonder Woman's.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
Black Wonder Woman.
Yes. Yes, the Black Wonder Woman. That is probably, unfortunately, the easiest way to refer to her.
I mean, I was trying. Those words are hard to come out of my mouth a little bit. I'm like, she's Wonder Woman. Is equals Diana and Donna and Artemis, who was set up to die. But
right.
I've been reading enough right now.
All right, good. So you know what I'm referring to. So 204, issue 204 is her first appearance. I'm gonna hit my share screen here real quick. Share screen. Am I sharing screen? Can you see screen?
I'm not seeing it yet.
Oh wait,
I'm getting nothing.
I'm gonna be the one seeing it on my side.
You see that? Okay, so that's not the screen. that I was going to show you. This was something else, and I'm just going to segue real quick and tell you about that.
Oh, Mr. T, I pity the fool.
This is Mr. T, drawn by Jack Kirby.
No way.
I didn't think Jack Kirby was a fan of the A-Team.
He was initially contacted to provide images for the cartoon they were going to do. This was a mock-up for the cartoon. He never actually, never saw any production. This is from his own personal files. Mind blown, right? And it's a friend of mine, Obscure Aaron, on Twitter showed me this. By the way, if you're at all a fan of art or Jack Kirby, follow Obscure Aaron on Twitter. He's a big Kirby guy. He's a great artist.
Cool. I retweet all his stuff.
Yeah, Jeffrey knows him. Great guy. But anyway, he turned me onto this. He posted this today, and first of all, I gotta say, I don't know what Jack was doing with Mr. T's arms here.
It looks really stiff for Mr. T. I can tell the other
I
dude.
thought Mr. T would be in a more action-ready pose, like he's ready to club a fool, but
Right. Exactly. I agree. I thought that's what I would have thought as well.
Hey,
But
you
apparently that's not the case.
hey, Rocky, I'm gonna give a shout at your woman over there.
Right. Exactly. So that was a bit odd, but hey, what are you going to do? Now the other one I want to show you here is going to be our Wonder Woman first appearance of Nubia here. So here's her first appearance, okay? And you really, it's not a very. This is a good cover, don't get me wrong, but it's not. It doesn't really pop like the one that I think is actually getting a little bit more money right now, and that's number 206 here.
Real quick, going back to that previous cover, also, isn't that the issue that returns Wonder Woman back to her original uniform when she was, all modded out and just regular clothes and no.
Oh, she went from looking like Mrs. Peel, like Emma Peel, right? And
yeah.
Yes.
See, I'm aware of that era, like by tangent, and Nubia had no idea where she was exactly, but I think I saw some on Comic Vine about this character, and I think she appeared in a Grant Morrison comic, because Grant Morrison likes to pull all the older, obscure characters, so it's kind of what clued me into who she was.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Praise Grant Morrison.
Yeah. So Wonder Woman number 204 here. It's her first appearance. It's already a valuable book. You're gonna pay a little bit of money, but I'm telling you right now, it is an undervalued book for a couple of reasons. Number one, Wonder Woman around this time was not, at least for the era, selling a ton of copies at all.
Was this during the TV show?
I think this was right before the show. I think the show came out in 74 or 75. This issue's from 73. But Wonder Woman around 200s really wasn't selling a lot of copies, so they're not super common. Number one. Number two, not that, in 70s, they weren't the 40s, but black superheroine was not, she wasn't really a superhero. She was kind of just another Amazonian. But black superheroes were not, they didn't have a massive fan base. Unfortunately, and probably because most of them were written by old white guys who had no idea how to write a black character. But
has it changed that much?
It's not that much. It didn't change that much. But
Who created Miles Morales and wrote him for the predominance of his time existing?
Right.
Oh,
right,
an
exactly.
elderly Jew. Well, he's not elderly.
I mean,
an older gentleman of the Jewish persuasion.
Right. And I love that. I love those creators, but they weren't exactly finding the voice. And but anyway, I think that's a character that is massively underrated.
I thought she would be in the movie, like when the movie came out.
Honestly, I foresee a theatrical role for Nubia at some point. Okay, possibly not in 2 here, obviously, maybe 4, but maybe in the 3rd Wonder Woman. I could see her having a role. And if you think about it, not a lot of heroes of color in the DC universe. There are, but we haven't seen them in the DCEU yet.
Or the DCAU.
or
You
even
have-
in the animated.
It's like you have Vixen, Black Lightning,
Right.
Naomi.
You have a bunch.
Also, you
have a
got
bunch.
Steel. You got Natasha Irons.
Right.
You got
They
Ellen
have
Christopher,
them.
the detective who was in Gotham Central.
They have them, but in the movies you
Static
haven't seen
Shock.
them. There you go. You have them, but in the movies you haven't seen them yet. And at some point in time, and listen, I'm just going to say this point blank. Some point in time, somebody at Warner Brothers is going to go, maybe we should have a black person in the movies. Do you think maybe one would be a good idea? They exist in the world. Maybe we should have one. And let's be honest, Wonder Woman's knocking it out of the goddamn park. Okay,
Yeah.
Wonder Woman is the movies wise is killing it. I can't wait to see Gal Gadot in that gold armor.
Awesome.
Gal Gadot is already on my my list with the wife. She knows if Gal Gadot's like, "Hey, Miracleman, let's go do it," I'm gonna be like, "Hey, baby, I'm gonna catch you later. I'm gonna go bang Gal Gadot real quick."
Well, you know what, though? You're luckier than most folk out there who look at this and go, great hair.
This is
There you
why
go.
this book was blowing up for a little while, because this issue right here was the one that people thought, hey, Calvin Ellis, they might be making a Black Superman movie, but they didn't have any actual confirmed information. So this book that go for $35-40 now back down to like 10-20.
Right.
Can I say something though? You are right about DC having black characters and not using them. Like remember that Shaquille O'Neal Steel movie?
No, don't bring that up.
I try not to
God.
remember it.
And, well, I put like as a kid, my heart was broken because
Right.
I'd read like his initial first appearances in by Bogdanov and I can say Bogdanov and Louise Simonson.
Yeah.
And it really captured because I'm like, okay, I get it. Then when they put him in Superman animated series, naturally I took to the character more because,
Right.
I mean, Bruce Timm and them could do no wrong as far as I was concerned. But when Shaquille O'Neal in that movie went, I'm gonna tell you right up, Hardware, he's a good one. I don't know what to say. My brain broke because I'm like, he got it right here. He has a hammer. He has a suit of armor. I mean, I know this pre-Iron Man. And maybe
The
after
problem
Iron Man,
is never let
pitch some of that
somebody
fun.
take a vanity project and let him do whatever they want, because you're not going to get a good movie. You're going to get somebody going, but I want to look cool and I want to do this and that. Like, but what does it have to do with the story? But story, I just want to do some cool things, just right around it. Like the only person that does that is Michael Bay.
Right.
But that's what broke me about Steel, which I'm like, it's a character I like because he was an inventor. He was he looked up to Superman, but he also wanted to be his own hero, in his own right. I mean, he was in Justice League Unlimited for like a few episodes, but I just got finished reading the Grant Morrison run, and Steel was just kicking ass left and right, and I'm I wanted more of that because this is like during his little run in the '90s with his comic. There was like up to 50-some issues, if I'm right. But it was a character I always had interested because you used the popularity of Superman per se in order to boost that character. Same thing with Nubia. It's like everybody loves Wonder Woman. I love Wonder Woman for crying out. I love the 1970s show. I got the box set on DVD. That's how much of a fan I am, right? I get excited when I see that character. I bought that omnibus because I'm like, I freaking love Wonder Woman. But I know there was other characters besides just Diana. So when I saw Nubia in that one Grant Morrison comic, I'm like, well, why don't I see more of her adventures? And then there was also Static Shock.
These were the
you got George Perez Wonder Woman
today.
Nice.
You got George Perez Wonder Woman. Like even with Static Shock, I watched that cartoon until I couldn't watch it anymore. I got a few of those comics, like 2 or 3 issues of that, plus Worlds Collide. Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of Cyborg really because to me, I always seen him as a Teen Titan. I never seen him as a Justice Leaguer. Now, Dick Grayson maybe because he was Batman. Donna Troy, I give a little leeway at that if they would have kept Diana dead, but they had to bring her back because in the 90s they were killing and crippling and making people go evil left and right, like Azrael, which he's in a new Batman animated comic right now. And then there's
in the 90s, they're doing the same thing then that they're doing now. They're trying to get legacy characters because they know that these characters are kind of aging out. And much like the Marvel Cinematic Universe, they know that one day I'm forgetting his name, the new Spider-Man.
Robert Downey Jr. You mean talking about Tom Holland?
that Tom Holland is no longer going to be a teenager much longer, and he's already not a teenager. He's already in his 20s, trying to portray a teenager. They're going to age out, just like Robert Downey Jr. getting older, just like Chris Hemsworth getting older. You need somebody else to replace that character. So here's the legacy characters. You create them in the comics, that way you can push them in the movies.
I mean, there was another character I liked that replaced somebody. It was Connor Hawke after Oliver Queen had died.
Oh yeah.
And then there was because see, I don't know why back then I'm thinking all that would be in the cartoons. Like, I mean, they did show you Batman Beyond, so they did show you, well, he's an old man, he can't do this no more. Superman barely doing anything, but still, you know, you get the idea that, like in Kingdom Come, you know, you think new blood, right? Well, they did that Bloodline series in the 90s, which made up new characters, but did nobody use afterward. I mean, Hitman was like
good.
Hitman. I
was
think
good.
that should be a show right now if you want to use a character that could blow up. You know, I mean, everybody loves Garfield and stuff.
Look at Hit Monkey that was coming out from Marvel. It was supposed to become something. It blew up from like a $5 book to a $50 book almost overnight, with a second print black and white that was going for like $100 because it was so underordered. And it's almost worthless again now, but you see what winds up happening. These books that are like $10 now that back in the day used to be worth a little bit more. Just go back and re-look at some of your old Wizard articles, and you'll see articles talking about the next big thing. Hey, look, it's Malibu. What's coming out from Malibu? Where's Malibu now? Oh,
you know, I missed them, but I liked that Mantra Prime was a little bit Ultra Force because of that goddamn cartoon. I mean, the cartoons, right? That's kind of what hooked me. It was always the animated stuff, and then if there were a movie, I'd take the movie.
Owned by Marvel to this day, and they can still be used. Now, there's somebody that hasn't really been saying very much, so I'm kind of wondering, what does he have to say? Because if he's here, you know, y'all got it. It's Comics on the Mind. What do you think is the next big character that should be blowing up, or possibly is going to be next? Who's about to have their day?
Well, Lady Fantastic hit a lot of the ones that I was going to say, but I definitely want to see more of this young lady right here from
Moon Girl.
Moon Girl.
I would love to see her like in the actual MCU. You know, I really can't wait to see. I know I couldn't find my copy. Jane Foster as Thor. You know, when I first read, you know, this run of Thor, like I fell in love with her character, and even like the Jane Foster Valkyrie was like so great. I would love to see the progression of her in the MCU. Who I'm really looking forward to, who they need to bring. I wish I had his first appearance, but I don't. But Adam Bashir as Blue Marvel.
Yes.
Please bring him to the MCU. You talk about black superheroes. This is a superhero that could probably kick everybody's ass in the MCU. You know what I mean? So I would love.
I'm rooting for Miles, anyways.
They made him more powerful than even the damn Sentry.
Yes.
Oh, yes, Crazy Pants Superman. Sentry Crazy Pants Superman.
Now, here's something that I just heard today. Well, since you're showing that, in Sentry issue number 5, I wound up seeing on Instagram earlier today from the first miniseries back at the end of the 90s, when they're trying to play out this whole big story of, hey, there was this character that was created by Stan Lee and Jack Kirby that we just never used, so we're going to use him now. Wait, what? There was a character? I can't wait to see who this is. And you're finding out that his bad guy isn't a Lex Luthor. It's the dark version of himself that lives in his mind, the Void. Now, in issue number 5, you see this character start doing this like in a black spiral with red, this sort of the spiral that we've been seeing over and over in Absolute Carnage, Null, Venom. I'm starting to wonder now, are they going to start tying the Void and the Sentry into fucking Null?
They could.
Oh yeah, that could be good right there.
I mean, I see the potential.
That would be some interesting manipulation.
You know, Marvel has always said they didn't have a Superman level character, which is not exactly true because
They got Gladiator from the Imperial Guard.
Gladiator, exactly. They've had Superman level characters, but Marvel always said we don't have a Superman level character. Our characters are more down to earth, and I think that was one of the main reasons that they made Sentry an absolutely batshit insane character because. You know, they're showing, a character with this much power in a universe like the Marvel universe is not going to work out like Superman did. He's gonna be a bit off, obviously Bob Reynolds was pretty much a bit off.
Yeah,
Norman Osborn basically manipulated him during Dark Reign.
That was actually my first, not Dark Reign, but my first introduction to Sentry was Siege, and what I saw him do to like Ares, like holy crap. He basically just ripped them in half. But yeah, he's definitely a good character.
Right. I've always been a big fan of Sentry. My first experience with him was with the New Avengers run, where they're breaking out of the prison. And Spidey first joins New Avengers, and Wolverine really dug the character right off the bat because he comes out right away as off. Like you can tell instantly, there's something wrong with this dude, and he's super powered. I've since picked up the minis. They had done 2 minis, and I realized why I skipped the first mini the first time because and no offense, Marvelites, but it's JR, and I just do not enjoy his artwork. It's just not my style.
It's one of those. What
He's
is it
very
called?
blocky.
Caviar. It's an acquired taste.
Precisely.
I love chunky JR art, and I liked his when he was starting out his faux John Romita Sr. as I like to call him. And but Kick-Ass though, I really like he went balls to the wall with that.
Right. He fits for Kick-Ass. For Kick-Ass, I enjoyed it. For his traditional superhero stuff, I just can't get into it.
To me, it's like half Kirby and then half Cubist.
I wouldn't argue that. That sounds
Kirby with the 1970s wispy pen lines.
Yes.
That's why I loved his work. I'm like, even when he drew Spider-Man, a good old Scarlet Spider.
Yeah, there you go.
And my desk right.
So
we're just after midnight now, so I don't want to go too much longer. I have you kind of covered some of the ones that I was going to talk about, so I'll just bring up these 2. Now, this one character was somebody that was part of the West Coast Avengers. You don't see her very much. No one knows her origin because it's way too cloudy. Tigra.
There she is.
Love her.
And fans around the world rejoiced.
Yeah.
So this character has been through the fucking woodwork.
Oh,
there are characters that are likened to her, like Hellcat. Hellcat is based off of this character who made her first appearance in The Cat. And after The Cat, she gets cursed and becomes Tigra. Meanwhile, the uniform gets taken over by Patsy Walker, the same Patsy Walker that's been around since the 40s in the romance comics. So Hellcat, interesting and all, but Tigra has like the really in-depth dark storyline. You have the furry community out there that, while I'm not a part of, Rule 34, you can fetishize everything, and there is a market for it. This character is, you can feel for her. There is plenty of material to work with, and we haven't seen almost anything with her in it in a very long time. You put her into a movie, you put her into a TV series, you're going to have something.
Oh, yeah.
My next character is a villain. And that villain is fucking Korvac. Now, people that watch the old Marvel, what was it? It was the Avengers Assemble cartoon. They did a storyline. They're probably not going to go with this really rocky-looking bottom computer body of his. They'll just make him a all-powerful computer. They could do it very Beyonder-like. Korvac would be a great villain, just like Kang. But ultimately, we're probably going to see Kang over a Korvac. Because you've heard of Kang, not as many people as have heard of Korvac. But those are my picks.
Oh, was he a Jim Shooter character? Because Jim Shooter had a penchant for making these all-powerful deities that were just either cute, like the Beyonder. He didn't know how to poop. But I remember from the Spider-Man cartoon. But I read that comic where Spider-Man tried to teach him how to poop.
Had to fill time.
I kind of want to see that in the MCU, like Battle World and Secret Wars, and okay, I've read that comic, and I will admit that's when all the action figures are doing this right here. And Spidey gets his new suit, which turns into this guy.
I really hope that John Travolta to play the Beyonder. I would love to see him in the Boogie Nights suit as the Beyonder. That would be so awesome.
Well, we'll bring back Tom Hardy, right? Be like, hey, wait, this guy looks familiar. I don't like Jerry Curl.
That's another good one. Scarlet Spider was not used in the Edge of Spider-Verse movie. I think that Scarlet Spider should probably be in the next movie. Should make an appearance because, dude, that guy just reeks of 90s. And we have a very good amount of nostalgia for that character.
While look at it. Look at that hoodie. Look at that sweet hoodie. I mean, I got the PS1 Spider-Man game. I always use a cheat code, and I get this costume. I mean, because that one and this other one, which basically looks like hold on a second. Looks like this guy a little bit. Back when Otto was pretending to be Parker. Brilliant but lazy. But yeah, Clone Saga. That was bonkers.
Spider-Man, that's my favorite run. Superior Spider-Man.
And also, since we all seen the movie, here's Spider-Gwen. I had to get that when it came out. My collection of Marvel Legend figures is always like, oh, I want to get that one. Ooh, I want to get that one. Oh, that one's going to be in the movie someday soon.
That one's strong. Number 32. Well, it's Rule 34. Rule 34 is the internet thing of anything can be fetishized. Doesn't matter what it is, anything. Literally anything. Somebody could look at this mouse and go, oh my God, that turns me off.
That's hot.
Anybody else would probably just go, you're weird, but to them, it's normal. So we don't kink shame on Not Near Mint. That's not our job. We are not your mother, and your mother doesn't need to get in your bedroom. Please.
Well, it's like this, though. And if there's any MILFs in the audience, how do you do?
What? Jesus Christ, Jeffrey. Trust me, we are a show about comic books on at 12:07 on a Wednesday night in the middle of the week. There are no MILFs on. I'm sorry if there are any MILFs, but if there are, it's because they are forcing themselves to be to stay up to watch this show right now.
The only MILFs that are watching the show are because their husband have it on their phone next to them as she's trying to sleep, which, by the way, if you're listening to this sexy voice of mine, I do apologize on behalf of your husband.
I'm on OnlyFans.
I think we should probably close the show with that.
Yeah.
So we're going to go around the room here, do the whole, go ahead and promote yourself. And we're going to start with our guest of the week, guest of honor, if you will, Mr. Jeff. Go ahead.
Me? How do you screen share on here? I don't even know.
A button at the bottom says share screen.
Okay, I got it. Forgive me here. I'm a guest, so I'm trying to make sure I don't have it. I don't have it in my other tabs on here. Okay. Can you see that?
Tell people your Instagram, your Twitter, your whatever you have, YouTube.
Okay. Well, I'm on Twitter at Sujigo. It's TSUJIGO. That's where I tweet and retweet art. Sometimes big booty pics. Sometimes I get a little political. If that's not your thing, well, it's all right. Some days I'm a goof, but that's on Twitter. On Instagram, let's see. I have my art on there. Are y'all seeing any of this?
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Wait, that's my Twitter. Okay, you might see Kat, and also I might have just flirted with someone. Anyways, Sujigo, Twitter, me, Miracleman knows me there. He's He has seen all my sites to show you, of course.
Yes, of course.
My Gumroad, where I make, little black and white comics, and that's also on my website, thevalkyriequartet.com, where if I ever get back into webcomic making, I'm trying to decide how I'm going to do that. I just do little comics, sometimes a storyline, sometimes just my main character, Izanami Gray, trying not to have a nervous breakdown, and her boyfriend sleeping on the couch or whatever. Or two alien and a robot in love with each other in space. I should continue that story. Now, I can't guarantee there's robot sex.
Hey, Jeff,
My
can we go ahead
Instagram is Live It Safe, of course. There's my beautiful cousin there smiling, and because I made her laugh. I post my art on there and other stuff, and what zines I'm reading, or I'm talking about Doom Patrol, whatever.
Hey, Jeff, can you spell your name again? Ace McGrath is asking for your Twitter handle again.
It's TSUJIGNO. I know it's Japanese, even though I'm not Japanese. I'm into anime, yes. I mean, that tells too much about me. Let me see where it's where I got some more merch, because I have a bunch of merch, smattering, if you will. I have art on Society 6. Now, some of it's a little risque, some of it's a little bit silly, but I draw in a very pop art style. I don't know if the folks at home can see this, but I have art here.
Stay on this channel. We get pulled down.
Let me find something. Let me find something safe that even your mom.
No, it's okay. Right now, everybody just go sub him up. Spell that name for us one more time, Jeff.
Okay, on Twitter it is TSUJIGO. I don't know. I've been up all day. my Twitter my website is thevalkyriequartet.com. You know how to spell Valkyrie Quartet, can you? Or Valkyrie? As like the character from Thor Ragnarok. That's T-E. Is anybody seeing any of this?
It's okay. It's 12:11 on a Wednesday, now Thursday morning. We're trying to close the show out, so let's just move it along to Miracleman. Go sub up Jeffrey Brown if you haven't already. I'm going to put it up on the screen. Ace McGrath.
You got it, Ace.
TSUJIGO. You can find him on Twitter. Go ahead and do so. So next up, we got Miracleman. Why don't you?
All right. First of all, I want to say, Ace, thank you so much. I don't know if you are a mother, but I noticed you say you're a 30-year-old woman on right now. Even if you're not a mom, we're going to count you as our MILF for the evening, and I want to say thank you for coming on and being our MILF. Now that I've said that incredibly awkward statement, come on by and see me at Twitter. It's at Komodo1977. Komodo, like Miracleman's magic word, KIMOTA 1977. I don't have an Insta. I don't do the YouTubes other than this show, but I do talk a lot of smack on Twitter. And
best in the world.
Probably a little bit too much smack from time to time, but more comics than smack, or perhaps occasionally some smack about comics. So come on by, say hi anytime you like.
All right, and next up we got. I have to give him this introduction every time because he has one of, if not the best names in all of comics YouTube. If you're here, you got it. It's Comics on the Mind. Promote yourself.
Well, hello, YouTube world. My name is Comics on the Mind, a.k.a. Mindshift, a.k.a. Captain Kirk, for those that really know me. You can always find me here on YouTube, on this show. I also do a show on Thursdays at 9 with Mr. Gorilla Todd Comics, a.k.a. the Todd Master. We do a show called The Teacher's Lounge at 9 p.m. on the West Coast. So it's a little late for those that are on the East Coast. But if you have time and you're still up, come and join us, and we talk about comics and issues that are going on in our school or just teaching in general. Probably a whole bunch of topics. Hopefully soon I will be back on IG posting nonstop. Still working on an art piece that I want to go with my return back to ID. Whoa, I got distracted.
That'll do it right there.
Oh, we all know that it's you, Miracleman. Back to you, Mind Shift.
I lost my train of thought already. But you guys, yeah, if you guys can't find me on those two channels, you can just find me in the chats randomly, just chatting away on someone's show. Yeah, that's me. I love you guys all. Love this community.
This is one of the best communities in the world. I can't imagine not doing this show. I can't imagine not participating on other people's live streams. When people go live every week, and if you drop a link, I am like a little hula for it. I see that and go, don't mind if I do. So drop the links. I'll show up, create content, do stuff for people, help people, buy more comics, help out your local comic shops. Otherwise, this is the Not Near Mint crew, and we will be back next Wednesday at 10 p.m. Eastern time like we usually do, and I don't know why I can't find any of my banners right now. There you go. So thank you for tuning in, and we'll be back next week. It is going to be the 50th episode next week. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see y'all next time. Till then, read more comics, and hopefully you love yourself and love your books just as much as you love other people. So good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
It's awesome.
Thanks for tuning in. If you want to see this episode again, along with a catalog of back episodes and issues, surf on over to Not Near Mint on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram. Subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. Rob Wurst, Lady Fantastic, Miracleman, and Comics on the Mind will be back next week. Same time, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern Time on Not Near Mint.